Okay, last adjustments have been made. I'm there for you now. Welcome everyone to another tournament stream, the second of this season on my part. It is the second PYS tournament of 4 in total, and it is the third day. Each of these PYS tournaments is separated into 3 parts. There's a qualification stage on the first day, then there will be a final stage, or like a secondary stage on the second day. The top 2, where the teams are separated into groups, and the top 2 of each group, of all the 4 groups, will get into the final stage, which is today. And this will be a best of 5 format. We can expect some good games. There will be some clans that have already proven themselves, and not just the average team that got here. No fake clans, no AFK clans or teams on this stage anymore. Or on the second stage, it should also be fine. It's also the reason why I decided to not stream the first day of the tournaments and only go for the second and third day. But yeah, here we are. I hope that everything's working. Yeah, microphone seems to be working. And yeah, people are already rolling in on the stream here. Welcome to everyone who already joined in. And I hope that you will enjoy this stream. Have a good evening here. And about the format again, like as mentioned already, we are having 4 PYS tournaments. And this will decide over who will get to the top 8. Then this will be important for all the clans to collect enough cups on this tournament stage, or on this PYS tournament stage, to gain in their top 8 ranking, or maybe even top 16 for the, like, not more average, but they are also great teams, but not like the top teams. But mostly it is, of course, about the top 8 getting into the professional tournament, where the teams are battling for the prize pool of about $50,000. I think it's dollars. Yeah, it is. Okay, let's start the game already. To not be late. Invite should be out in a minute for the room. Okay. Okay, so I wanted to do one last thing. Where is it? No. Never mind. We are fine to go. I do have everything set up. Even swap the batteries out on my on my keyboard, which I was quite afraid of just running out of power yesterday. We do have a room invite already. Okay. Let's check the screen then. Yeah, the desktop here, so you can already see what is going to expect us here. I don't know if we are going to follow like the tournament teams or whatever. Wargaming did not give any info on that. I will have to ask them again if what kind of teams and brackets they give to me, because like without any info it's man, I cannot really prepare for that. That's a problem. I can't tell you about the teams or anything else there. But okay, we are having Ani versus Recam. Ani in the top 8 at the moment, 8th place I think, and Recam is at about 10th. Let me check that real quick. They are both like close to the top 8. Ani is in the top 8 as mentioned, but Ani cannot afford to lose this or they will drop out of the top 8. Of course, this is not over for them then, because there will still be a few more or 2 more PYS tournaments. Let's quickly check that. Okay. How do I do this? Like this? No, wait. Only dropping the window in here. Good. Now I have the ranking set up here. We do see, there might be my webcam at the bottom right. We do see Loka currently first place EG, second BPS third, and Raid also quite high on top, but Jones Immo also performing well so far. Vale, they have struggled. They did not find the players to participate in yesterday's tournament with their main team, or they did not have enough players to win the game at least. And the second team is still in the game though, so the second team of Vale is quite important here for Vale to stay in the top 8. But let's see the points here. 18,700 here is the last on top 8, while, well, that's super close with APA. Recam 10th, also very close here. Recam will definitely want to win this game. All these clans are quite well known from previous seasons. They have been in the top 16 or even with APA in the top 8 for the previous seasons already. Although APA could always take a little bit of an advantage through the seeding system so far. Okay, I am hearing that we are about to start into the battle. I should have maybe paid a little bit more attention to that already. It's getting closer here. Okay. Ani versus Recam here on Fort Despair. And lineups. One IS-7, quadruple M60, a mouse, and a 263. Surprisingly, on the side of Ani. On the other side, then, we do have a nice double IS-4, triple M60, double mouse. That means that Recam is going to start into this battle with a comfortable hit point advantage of about 1,100. But on the other hand side, we do have the 263 with its massive DPM. A lot of clippers on the side of Ani, and Ani mostly heading towards the C cap. They will try to quickly gain the cap, but what they do not know yet is that M60s of the Recam clan are just there already to get in some decapping shots. But the question is whether Recam will try to decap, but they do, because they do know that they are in trouble. They have only 2 tanks here so far. And the whole Ani team is pushing onto them. The 263 quite passive in the back, but there are only 3 tanks of Recam here. And this M60 is in huge trouble. He will get shot down in no time here. He manages to reload again. The i7 loses quite a lot of hit points. Also, the i7 goes down there. Maybe Ani should have committed a little bit harder to the push and split up their hit points there. But now there is a very healthy mouse in the back and an IS4 covering in this corner here. Recam does have the better positions to hold up this push, in my opinion. Yet, Ani does have a lot of autoloaders on the field, but they will get caught in the crossfire here. Ani manages to take down the second gun, but 2 guns down for each team. Recam at a hit point disadvantage, and there was Wong Heinz-Troll jumping onto the M60 here and deleting a lot of hit points of that one. Also lost a lot of hit points for that, and it is hard to say. Both teams having equal amount of hit points on the field, but Nicotine, the mouse, about to go down in a very short time already, but also on Recam's side another gun got deleted. Hit points now in the favor of Ani. Again, turned this game around. The 263 with its massive DPM will do the job here. Against the double mouses that are still left on the field. They do have some hit points still, but not enough DPM to beat these autoloaders and the 263 here. For some time, it was really not looking to be in Ani's favor here, with Recam having a lot more hit points, having better positions in my opinion. Yet, the autoloaders and the DPM of Ani here able to win this match and this very short and chaotic game. What a massacre. GG's here. The 263 dealing almost 6,000 damage here on a tournament game. I feared a little bit that the 263 could just be avoided, but I think that Recam, they were pushing through the middle area and therefore just running into the 263's gun. Maybe you have seen yesterday's stream where we had such a YOLO push going on by Zenit, I think it was. And they did not have anyone in the back to cover their side. Now you can see what is the purpose of having someone to cover the rear still. And they even have spectators on this one. We do not have any other streamer streaming these games except for myself here. Okay, that was a good game already. Nice start for this one. Again, we are in a best of 5, so nothing is decided yet. 3 games have to be won until one of those teams will be through to the next stage. Chieftain here. Unpopular choice. Probably heading towards the middle. It is a good tank for that. Yet it is quite a predictable position for this Chieftain. Often we would also see a Kranwagen there. The Chieftains are also beloved tanks for that position to hammer out some DPM with a lot of gun depression there. It is very well covered, hard to push out if it does not get crossfired from multiple different angles. Recam again going with a setup with lots of hit points. Double mouse, double IS4, triple M60, but they do not have the best DPM on the field. Ani on the other side does have the Chieftain, a T22, quadruple M60 again, and a mouse, delivering some hit points into their total hit point pool. But again, starting with 1,200 hit points less than Recam. And they will mostly head towards B, because that's what the Chieftain is made for, to go for this bush exactly. This will be the position that the Chieftain is going for. Recam, if they would adjust to that, they could just quickly get into the C cap, gain a cap advantage. And they are going for an AD capping tactic here, with the double M60s and the IS4 being set up for that. But Recam not aggressive enough on C, not getting the cap advantage, and the mouse here in a bad position, a really bad position for the mouse tank, as it is too high to really cover there. It won't get in any decapping shots, but the Yos are getting aggressive on the side here, trying to shoot into B and trying to get the decapping shots at all costs, which is clearly not paying off so far. Recam has lost a ton of hit points and did not gain any advantage by that. They have just wasted their entire hit point advantage that they had from the start on for trying some decapping shots on B, which would not have gotten them anywhere, as they did not take C simultaneously and rather stick to decapping a mouse that was covering double M6Os and being covered by a lot of tanks like the Chieftain, and the first gun's out for on the side of Recam here. The Icefall getting too aggressive. And this should have also been known that this spot was not that well suited for the mouse tank. I think it is something that has been done in many teams, and most, or like every team that I have been in, ditched this position for the mouse tanks. Sevagot, the next one to go down. It is a mouse that gets focused here. Ani does not really care about that. They are taking whatever is on the table. Chemo is the first one being low for Ani, but already Ani does have 3 guns in advance. And there he goes. But look at the hit points of Recam here. Nothing that they can do still. Losing this from the start on by sending their mouse into a bad position, desperately trying decapping shots there, which was clearly not working out. They did not manage to decap. Maybe they did manage to decap 1 or 2 times. I did not really see that, but there were 3 tanks in B and they were well covered and they could shoot anyone that was shooting them. I think there were also lots of bounces on these decapping shots. The M6Os here on the side of Recam could actually put out some damage, but 1500 on these. I think those were the Yos that were on the outer side. 11 shots fired and 5 penetrations. And here 8 shots fired, 5 penetrations. That's not enough. Definitely not enough. And resulted in a very bad trade here. But we are changing the map now. Maybe Recam does have better chances on this one now. Maybe Recam does prefer Hellas, which we are getting next. I hope that Recam is still winning at least 1 more game, so we are getting a little bit more tension here, and it would be awesome to see some closer encounters here. Both of these teams should definitely be able to be or to fight on a similar level concerning their rankings on the leaderboard at the moment. Ani having a little bit more top 8 experience, yet clearly dominating these games so far. Recam doing a few misplays here and there, which are really costing them the games. Hellas now. Ani going with a full heavy setup. Nice 7 and 5 M6Os. A mouse tank also. They will have a lot of hit points on the field and a lot of DPM with the M6Os mostly going with a small gun so far. And in the things have changed a bit about the meta there. At the start it was the big gun with the 2 shots that was preferred, but sooner or later, after some time, things changed a little bit and people could see the advantage of having a lot more DPM with a small gun. Recam going with an E100 quadruple, no, 5 M6Os also, and a Vickers for the spots. No, the Vickers is not going for the spots. It is trying to immediately get into A, but he is spotted and he gets shot down already. Takes 1 shot only though. Naka also suffering a little bit. The I7 lost a few hit points there. Will the Vickers get shot again? No, the i7 not being known for having the most accurate gun in the game. Missing the shot on the running Vickers there, and the Vickers will probably be able to get C. The M60 here on Recam's side could have actually done that already. Recam is playing for the map control. This is caps-wise in favor of Ani, but Recam might gain the C cap for free, which will not get them anywhere, but they will gain the map advantage and the map control. If you're seeing the mini-map right now, Recam does probably have the better positions to cross via the city area. Some shots are being traded here. Every tank except for 2 on the side of Recam lost a few hit points. Hit points still slightly in the favor of Ani. Oh, I was wrong. Hello MF is also still full life. And we are seeing a little bit of a rotation here with the IS-7 rushing back, but taking a lot of shots there on the crossing and being quite low already. Ani not really doing so well on this one. That's the problem of being stuck in this corner of the heavy side there. And there are so many angles you can get shot from that you might actually suffer a lot and lose a lot of hit points for not really gaining any advantage. Ani, although having the cap advantage, deciding to go for a push, sending in their mouse to take some shots for their teammates, which are currently rotating over to C. The i7 and the M60, at least. The mouse will try to take up a lot of shots here. But currently, the mouse is just getting farmed for not gaining any advantage. Recam now on a comfortable hit point advantage of over 1k. And just shooting the mouse into pieces. There he goes. First gun out on the side of Ani. So far the trade's way better for Recam here. These M60s here on Ani now gaining the high ground, which might become a little bit tricky for Recam, which is going down into this kennel here and getting shot from multiple different angles now, because they do want comedy out of the fight, but also Hello MF is quite isolated here, chasing the Vickers. On the other side we do have Wrongheinz Troll fighting another M60, but it is a 3-shot M60 versus a 2-shot M60, and Naker soon... He shot the Vickers. He will be on a 22-second reload, while Wrongheinz Troll is reloaded in only 13 seconds again. And Ani clearly losing out on tanks here. Only 3 guns left on the field for Ani, while Recam still has a comfortable 6 guns left for them, although many of them are low on hit points. It was really not that much about focus fire on this game. It was rather about map control and taking every little bit of damage that was up for grabs for free. We still have a 2v1 over there, and where's the other tank? Non-existent anymore, so it is only Hello MF left on the field for Ani. Oh, good shot there into the enemy M60. Still trying his best. He could potentially still win on the cap points. 915 points for... No, it's actually... Sorry, I was wrong about that. I was wrong about it. 915 points for Recam, not Ani. Well played by Recam here, and this game was a very good demonstration of why map control is so important. Ani did not have anywhere to hide from all the crossfire flying in, from all these different angles that Ani was able to take here. Let's not forget to stay hydrated so that I will be able to survive the whole tournament stream today. Oh, are we seeing a Batchet? I would love to see that. Yes, it is a Batchet for Annie. Now, not going for a full heavy lineup. Trying to use a little bit more mobility to gain an advantage here and there, go for some good pushes. They have shown already that they are not bad at pushes. Except from that, we are again seeing lots of M6Os, 4 in total. An i7 and a mouse. Recam on the other side, having the Vickers still on the field. In my opinion, the Vickers is a little bit better suited for this map than the Batchet, although I really love the Batchet. It's not perfect for every map. Here you do have a lot of hills, and you can of course flank around on the heavy side with the Batchet still. But a Vickers is a little bit easier to play and offers the view range advantage of course as well. 5 M6Os on the field for Recam and an i7, if I've seen that correctly. Yes. Let's maybe just follow Naked to see what he's going to do. Hit points this time very close. Unlike the previous games, there is no big hit point difference on this one. Yeah, Naked heading towards the heavy side, probably going to take A. And it will also be very helpful for flanking around. But usually there are some tanks set up for decapping these caps on the heavy side. But the Vickers is too late. But the Batchet got outspotted by the Vickers. Batchet does dare to stay in the cap, yet getting decapped from wrong Heinz throw to this tiny little gap here. But those are blind shots flying in there. But this one decapping shot that connected managed to get Recam to a cap advantage here. But with Annie mostly being committed to the C side, Recam could potentially suffer a little bit here if Annie was going for a YOLO push. The mouse is already rolling in. Recam will really struggle here. Annie building up the pressure, pushing out these M6Os, but this M6O is probably the best call to get focused here with a mouse behind, but no, it's enough if only the i7 and the mouse are going for this one. What are we seeing over here? Annie so far losing a ton of hit points, but they have found 3 isolated tanks that will not survive for much longer, while the mouse is mostly taking up all the damage from Recam here. Will be the question whether Recam is going to be able to recover from this by putting out enough damage and rolling in. Now wrong Heinz throw really has to get closer and do more than just sit in the back and farm some damage, because that's not going to help with a focus fire. As you can see now, wrong Heinz throw does not have the option to get the low IS-7, although he is safe, but Annie still suffering a lot. 4 tanks on the field for Annie, 1 being a one-shot, and Recam still having 5 tanks left, with only 1 being a one-shot, but also on the side of Annie. Tanks suffered a lot. That push seemed to be not the worst call, definitely not. Yet Recam could farm a lot of damage there, while Annie was maybe not fast enough for this push. The Batchet also did not survive for long enough, did not manage to get into the fight. I don't even know where the Batchet died here. Where did the Batchet die? Quickly trying to find it. Ah, on top there. There it is. Tried to YOLO in and help with a push, yet got focused hard. Did not survive. If the Batchet managed to still stay alive for a little bit longer, could have maybe done a little bit more there. But pushing in with a Batchet is a really tricky thing, as you just don't have any hit points and will get focused so badly that you don't really have any chance of surviving if you don't get behind the enemies and can farm, distract them from your teammates. Bad shot here. Not working out. Not working out on this one. A T-22 would have probably done the same job in a better way. But that means it is a 2-on-2 now. Interesting to see Recam recover from their initial defeats here. And Recam now delivering much better gameplay than at the start. And we are getting our third map here, which will be New Bay. New Bay, known to offer good positions in the park area, but again, the park area does offer a quick cap on one side, at least you can get into the park. But on the other hand, you don't have a lot of map control when heading towards the park. The bridges, on the other hand, do offer much better positions, high ground, and a lot of map control, yet they do not offer any caps. Mostly we are seeing some passive city holding tanks and the rest going towards the bridges. Sometimes some super heavies are being picked to just push through the middle area or punish anyone pushing through there. Sometimes even tanks are sent down below the bridges to get behind the enemies and may allow for a good shootout there. Setups right now. Aini with double I7, interestingly. 1 T-22 and quadruple M60. Recam on the other side going with a batshit here. Maybe the batshit is better suited for this map. Both of these teams trying their luck with the batshit. But the batshit is heading aggressively toward... Is he on the bridge or below? I think he's below. He's below. An E100, I7, triple M6 or quadruple M60 for Recam. The E100 being a bait in the back there. Being completely covered. Maybe he's escaping. Yes, he is escaping. Naka took a first shot and a second shot from the batshit here. Batshit took one in return. But the batshit now is trapped here. When being unspotted, the batshit will certainly try to escape here. But the batshit isolated himself a little bit. Oh, losing a ton of hit points for 2 decapping shots on the T-22 there. But Recam have a bait here. They have a lot of tanks, but the batshit is not going to survive a push from the T-22 here and is going down for free if Recam is not doing anything about it. Now the E100 is moving in, putting out a big shot into the Yo. But these Yos have to do something. Recam is currently losing a tank for free and just sitting it out, not sure what to do, afraid of counter pushing, and holding is not really an option. On the other side, we are also seeing a push here by Aini. Strong move here with triple M or double M60 and an I7 pushing into Ronghein's troll, and he is not going to escape anywhere. Although we are seeing a counter push by an I7 and M60, yet I don't know whether this will be enough. Heinz troll now being gone, but the I7 is a focus target, which is kind of the goal because it may bounce some shots and does have a lot of hit points. M60s are staying alive. There was a miss over there. But here it is a 4 versus 2 now from Recam versus Aini, but on the other side all the remaining Aini tanks are rolling in and getting behind Recam here, which is already down 2 tanks and losing the next one here. Fun part, next one to go down on the side of Recam. being very low on hit points, already 32 hit points, yet still being able to put out another shot into Fady here, who is also one shot. It is still somewhat close, but 3 guns left only on the side of Recam, while Annie still has 5 tanks on the field, 1 being a one shot though. There he goes. And Rashadi the one to get focused here. Hit points still pretty close, but the cap points are also highly in the favor of the Annie team. Will the i7 be able to finish him off? Yes, he is. Who's the next one to get focused? Probably Comedy here. And the i7 has to bounce some shots if he's able to. Nope, he is not. If he would be able to somehow repair his track on time to maybe wriggle a little bit, would have helped here. But now it is a 3 versus 2 with a T22 having the mobility to just run away and comfortably win on the cap points on this game. HE still flying in. Recam here, too afraid of going for a move, then going for a counter push, which was, well, the counter push was not too bad, to be honest, into the city area. Yet it was coming at a point where Annie could already take out 1 gun for free and then just roll in with all their forces and pincer Recam from 2 different angles. They had them in the pocket, could shoot them from lots of different sides here. Strong performance by Annie. Sometimes we've seen some misplays here and there. No, that's the last one apparently. We have seen some misplays here and there, and these teams still have to get rid of them to be able to perform in the top 8. But Annie proving their stance in the top 8 with these games. Strong performance here. Okay, I don't exactly know when the next game is going to be. That's a little bit problematic. I would love to know about that. Maybe I'm... You know what? I'll just quickly ask someone on Discord who is playing the tournament. But don't run away. I will still take some time to analyze the previous battles here. Okay. I hope I do get a reply. 2050. Okay, we do have 20 minutes to analyze the games. And take a breath here. Great. Okay. Let's rewatch some of the gameplay here then. By the way, guys, if you are enjoying the commentary so far, don't hesitate and don't forget to leave a like to stay tuned for more and maybe subscribe even. And this will get you more of my content onto your homepage. Mostly I'm going for random streams, occasionally even these tournament streams that I'm doing right now. Usually just some either fun or try-hard random stuff with platoons, driving school, replay analysis and more. Okay. Opening the stream on another window. I quickly have to mute it. Quickly have to mute it before you're hearing myself. Good. Managed to do that. Okay, we've seen some interesting games here where I could maybe take a closer look at. Okay, we started with... I will just quickly skip through these battles. Not going to take too long for each battle. Just because, you know, we only have 20 minutes and it's not needed to watch all of these games again. Let's head over to the desktop. Also, I want my... First of all, I can play some music again. Okay. And I wanted my... Oops. That's not what I wanted. Okay. That's what I wanted here. Okay. First of all, here. Let's quickly pause here to see what is going on here. Any going with a very quick push onto C with most of their forces, which we rarely ever see in tournaments. That's why Recam was also not really prepared for that. There is still one tank on the side. I guess it will be the mouse. Yeah, it is the mouse on the side, on the flank, together with the 263, making sure that Recam will not be able to push into the 263 from the side and not flank around. On yesterday's stream, we have also seen Zenit go for a full YOLO push strat into one corner, but they did not have anyone in the back. Here we are seeing the better version of this kind of push, with the 263 delivering the DPM, the mouse still covering the flank. They will make sure that Recam is not able to flank around here. Meanwhile, Aini does have 5 tanks over here to kill off these three really quickly. And there's still like 2 tanks behind, or at least 1 tank is here right now. A mix, yeah, 4 tanks over here, 3 tanks over there. And these 3 that were responsible for AD caps are still trying to quickly get over there. But here we are seeing a massive disadvantage on the side of Aini. This tank, being very isolated in the front, was the only one that should go for the cap here. Maybe sending only 1 tank that aggressively towards C was a bit of a misplay. The IS-4 also not the best tank to punish any push onto the M6. Maybe it would have been better if the IS-4 went in, the M6 stayed behind to put out some damage there. And by that already, Aini does have an easy way to gain an advantage. This IS-7 taking a little bit too much damage for my taste by just rolling in there. He could have just shot and retreated. Instead, he stayed in the open, got farmed by everyone, and almost cost Aini the advantage. But now the mouse also in the back here. The mouse, at this point, the mouse should really go in. Yes, he does, because he has to take some shots for his teammates. On the other side, just quickly pause here. I did not see this in-game. The 263 and the mouse that were on the side flanked around the map at the same time while there was a push going on in this area. And Recam, or Aini, was sure of Recam pulling over to help there, so they sent their mouse very aggressively into the back, which could now just farm as long as it wanted. And the 263 also now rolling in, being a little bit more careful, but the 263 soon to be in the back of the whole Recam team. And look at this, Recam in this little area here, while on the other side we're having Aini in a circular formation around the whole Recam team. Come on, play. Okay, I think that was already the deciding factor here for the outcome of this game. Recam still going for a desperate push into the corner to set themselves free and gain back some map control here by clearing one side before turning back to the others. Yet it was not enough for them to win this encounter. Okay, let's head over to the next game. We already spent some time on this one. We don't have too much time here. it was the B strat here from Annie. Yeah, we have seen some huge misplays from Recam here. First of all, this mouse position over there, really not the best for the mouse. As you can see, the mouse is already taking some shots there for decapping once, losing 1000 hit points for nothing. This is really not the best position for a mouse. The mouse does not have the strongest turret. Decapping once is clearly not worth it. This Yo suffered a little bit, took one shot, but look at these Yos trying to clip out the ones in B. That was really too much of a risk to take for Recam here, and not even taking C at the same time. As said throughout the game already, the Chieftain here basically only had this position that it went to. It is the only position that a Chieftain would be taken for. So Recam should have or could have instantly gone for C already and did not have to try to decap B. Then they would have many more options in the later stages of the game. But like this, they already lost so many hit points that they had nothing really to do. They did not have any chance anymore because, yeah, they were down over 1000 hit points. And also, they did not have any caps so far, where Recam or Annie was just doing a far better job. Where did the music go? Nah, I paused it accidentally. Okay, that's already it for this game. Not much more to mention here. It was an initial misplay already by the Recam team. This one was also interesting to see with the Vikas heading into the cap. He was about to take a shot, but it's Annie here trying to go for the heavy side, which we've also seen yesterday by Zenit, which is really not too perfect to be in, because like you are seeing this on the minimap right now. This is the map control that Recam has. They can not take A, but they can defend A, they can take C, and then they can sit here on high ground positions. Like I can show you on the map here. There on the C cap, there are hill positions to shoot down. Then they do have this hill over there, and they can all shoot into the city area from all these different angles, while Annie on the other side is just in this tiny little area. Of course, they can also get back to the spawn, but still the advantage of the map is far better, far bigger on the side of Recam here. And this alone will cause the win for Recam here, as they can, as mentioned already, crossfire from so many different angles and will do far better trades without actually having to trade here. They can just shoot down Annie. Annie soon got aware of that, got to be aware of that, and try to push back into their spawn. But it was all too late. It was not working out anymore. Yep. Here we could see the I-7 crossing over, taking a lot of damage, and here already 1k hit point advantage for Recam. Now the mouse also going in. If it was a coordinated move, the mouse sending in the mouse for making a push somewhere else, or yeah, that would have been much better here for Annie if the mouse now went in to allow the other teammates to push in, while Recam then was on the reload of all the autoloaders. Then it could have been an option, yet the mouse basically just offered his hit points for nothing. Took a lot of damage, I-7 even still got focused, and now it was just very easy to farm the mouse here in the middle area without taking any unnecessary risks here. And Recam was happy to take that damage. Although focusing the mouse is not the first thing you want to do. In this case, it was just 3 damage on the table. And that's what happened. The mouse died soon after. And Recam won the game by that. Annie also split up their forces quite a lot, having like one tank there, another one over there, 3 tanks over there. And that was just a very, very weird push into multiple different angles. That was not really helping with the focus fire. Okay, I've got to hurry up a little bit. Still 9 minutes until the next game is starting, but the room will be up a little bit before that, which will allow us to have a look at potential strats already. This one was the Batshit game with A&E going for the cap here, getting decapped once though, and therefore not gaining any cap advantage. There's the decapping shot, which will now put Recam at an initial advantage and will make A&E have to go for some push somewhere. I would have preferred to just see like, okay, right now, A&E, I've said that in game, A&E is in position to go for a push. There are only 3 tanks in this area, like 2 Yos over there, this Yo over here. There are 2 Yos on the side of A&E over here and an I7, where they are 2 rolling in. If they can ignore this guy without getting farmed too hard from these double Yos, they could just take out these 3 guns and gain an advantage by that, by not losing any tank but losing some hit points. They would probably be at a hit point deficit, yet they would have a gun advantage. And that would have to be a good push though. The Yo here not really rolling in. These Yos are currently making a little bit of a mistake, in my opinion, because they are trying to shoot the Yos on the side. They should rather try to focus out this Yo real quick and then focus fire a lot more. Otherwise, they're in a 2v2, and on the other side, there's also 2v1 with the backup of the other Recam guys from behind that are still shooting into the side. And I don't know, this 2v2, it was kind of successful, but the mouse got farmed a lot. Oh, and most importantly, Naker lost a ton of hit points here for not being able to do anything. He was trying to rush forward while there was the Vickers and I think I7 circling the map. And again, map control is everything. We're now seeing Recam still being a little bit stuck here in the corner, but they are covered by some tanks from behind. If they get pushed onto, they can get some cover. Maybe this one should also retreat like this into the corner. There he would be safe and would have some crossfire from over there. But like this, we're seeing the mini-map again. Recam does have the better formation, does have the map control, does have the better crossfire. And A&E is in the middle of that whole thing. Will get shot into pieces, losing in the end, although the initial idea of the push was quite good. It was not like perfectly executed. Focus fire not really on point. And some tanks maybe being a little bit too late for the fight. We only had one more game. Yeah, I think it's the last one here. And it was the Batshit going for a very weird try to decap A, but offering his whole life for that. We are seeing this Batshit here not having any cover. Of course, there are some Yos over here and E100 over there, but this Batshit, if it is still in this area, it does not have any cover. And Batshit against C22? Nope. Nope. That is not what you want to see. Yeah, Batshit here tried some good decapping shots, but now it was completely trapped. It was absolutely trapped, could not go anywhere, and these Yos here, they needed to do something. They could either stay, send the E100s over the bridges, something like that, or just push in, but it was really not a good position for the Batshit. The Batshit was just doomed there in this position, and these Yos even if they pushed in, it would not have necessarily saved them the win, because it was not really a good push to run into all these guns that are here on the bridge. Would have hurt a lot. Would have really hurt a lot to push over there. But otherwise, they just lost a tank for free. They did not even put out any mentionable damage. Although 80 is at a hit point deficit right now, the gun advantage is really paying off now, because the T-22 can comfortably take all the caps and leave the others still in a fight, and the T-22 can still put out some damage. Also, there was this push going on, and now again map control. Let's have a quick look at that. Annie's team, Recamp's team. It's the same story always. On every game, almost every game, it is like this. If there are not huge misplays, the team with the worst map control will lose the encounter. Also true for most of the random games, if you're not playing any tournaments. But yeah, that was it already about these games. Let's check what is going to be our next match here. We do have BPS. Love to see that. BPS versus Annie on the semi-finals here. Okay, I will quickly grab my coffee. Okay. Glad to see BPS. I'm trying to not be too biased, but I do know that the BPS team currently is one of the best teams on the server. They won the last tournament, the last season. And now they will meet Annie, which we've seen before. Annie might have a chance if they are playing a safe game and not allowing for any mistakes on the previous game. Double Vickers on the side of Annie. Actually, BPS rather known to take the more mobile lineups. Now with a heavier lineup than Annie. Surprisingly. Triple M60, nice 7. Was a double Kran on the side of BPS there. Oh, what was it? Yeah, double Kran. And a Vickers. On the other side, we do have one Kranwagen, probably there for decapping the B cap, which is mostly done with the Kranwagen, like sending a Kranwagen over here, sending another Kranwagen into the middle. Yeah, Foxy is there to decap B. The Kranwagen on the other side, not heading to the decap. A lot of M60s heading towards C, and F has to be careful. He's not spotted yet. He did not get any spots, and if he gets spotted, he might really suffer here. With all those M60s being set up there for shooting him. But Annie does not have anyone to decap the base B. But they are going for B actually. But Foxy will be there to decap exactly that. Foxy does have a perfect hull down position here. With his impenetrable turret on the Kranwagen, he can get decapping shots as much as he wants to. First shots flying into the Yos. Map control wise, BPS is playing the better game here so far, having the A cap, yet at a cap disadvantage. The Vickers still in the back to farm some damage. Maybe it was the Vickers shooting into the side of the turret of Foxy when he was turning. Oh, it's been those guys in the corner. They will now be able to shoot Foxy down whenever he is trying to decap. So theoretically, Aini would be able to just drop into B while making sure that Foxy is not able to peek from the top, and they can shoot him down if he tries to decap from below. So Aini would be safe to decap the base right now. Vickers, no, got spotted here. Ooh, that hurt, that hurt. That hurt. 500 hit points left for the Vickers, and he is trapped. He has nowhere to escape, yet F will be careful about pushing him there. If they can kill him for free, then it would be perfect. I don't know if the Vickers... No, he cannot hide there. He cannot go completely hull down, but meanwhile, Aini managed to take the B cap. Foxy still alive, put out some shots apparently, or I don't know who it was to shoot the mouse. Now BPS at a comfortable hit point and gun advantage, rolling into the fight everywhere, finding a Vickers isolated over here. F going into the 1v1 as he does have the hit point advantage. Check Grandma is going to support him in a very short time already. Hello MF, a lonely M6 in the middle of the map. Best target and for BPS to get focused, and there he goes as well. The mouse still alive as a one-shot. BPS already in farming mode, ignoring one-shots. Now probably are about to take out the mouse very soon. And no, not going for the one-shot, ignoring the mouse. No, Slatos, or I think it is Zert taking out the mouse here. And Aini only having 2 guns left alive, having taken out only Foxy so far. And the Vickers in the back was maybe not the best tank for holding up. Many of PPS tanks did not survive for long enough, did not have any option of retreating when once getting spotted. That was a huge problem there for Aini. If the Vickers had the option to maybe just run away after spotting the enemies or putting out some shots, it would have looked a lot better for him, but he just got shot out. I think what happened here was that BPS had the information by maybe Foxy telling about the Vickers shooting from the corner over there, and then they prepared for a quick shootout. And once the Vickers got spotted, he got smacked. That is the first game won for BPS. General currently offline. There are still 2 spectators ready. 2 more players to get into the game if General won't be ready on time. Okay, he is back. Next match on Black Gold. Typically, B is the hardest cap to get on this map. But once it's being taken, it puts your team at a huge disadvantage, as it is like in a position where it's very, very hard to push into if you're not giving up all the map control. But by then, Aini already lost a tank for free. Although it could have actually been like BPS going a bit more aggressive on B in this case, because there were not really a lot of decapping tanks there. Okay, there was a mouse and a Kranwagen right behind B, but those were like at the bottom in the roads area and not having good positions to retreat to. But of course, pushing B really puts you into bad positions. So ignoring the mouse and the Kranwagen in B was the best call here for BPS, clearing one flank first, then gaining the map advantage, gaining the map control, cross-firing from multiple different angles. Double bedshot gameplay now from BPS, which we have seen on the previous season already. And it really worked out. Also, there is still a Vickers very light setup here from BPS. We have seen this strat already. The double batchets will do their job by flanking around the map and getting the cap, probably the C cap, getting a lot of crossfire as well. And they will have the clips ready. But on the other side, we are also seeing the M6 here heading mostly towards C. I'm surprised that Aney is so eager about getting C here with their heavy lineup. Oh, did someone get spotted? No, the batchets did not get spotted. There was an aggressive spotting move by the FQC, and General was shooting from behind, did not even get spotted for that. On the other side, we do have Foxy going for a very aggressive spot, this time in the middle area of the map, and A being taken by the Vickers. Check Grandma, or Whoopsie, by his last name, or by his first name, is able to deliver some spots in this area. And again, Aney will not have a lot of map control. They do have a Vickers to get in some spots, but the Vickers won't hold up anyone. If he gets pushed onto, he might just die in very short time again. Although he is being covered by some M6Os, the Vickers would also have to survive for a little bit in order for these M6Os to put out their clips. If he just gets spotted and shot down, then this won't happen. Surprisingly, heading into this bush, more usual is the bush in the corner. And this one, it is a little bit different, probably not getting blind shot that often. But also, it does not really offer an option to retreat safely, which is very problematic about this. Maybe he might just get unspotted and run away. But you're seeing the problem here. Maybe he takes another shot. I don't know who was shooting him here. Whoopsie missing the shot on Naker. But again, like, we are seeing what map control does to your team. And yeah, Recam just getting farmed here, having 1000, or not 1000, but having a huge hit point disadvantage already. The Vickers really being trapped here, not having anywhere to hide nor escape. This rock is barely covering his tank. Maybe, no, General is not reloaded yet. The Vickers is trying to escape still, and he is able to get back a little bit. But this won't last for long, because he has to run even further if he wants to survive the rolling or the coming batchets and the Vickers from PPS. Yet PPS is under no pressure to get overly aggressive by saying that they are rolling into the I7, but Foxy is losing a ton of hit points for that. Maybe a little bit too much. But BPS already at such a comfortable hit point advantage that they do not have to bother about that too much. And Foxy's loss of hit points there will not really change anything about the outcome of the game. General just got killed though. But already 3 guns out of the fight on the side of Recam. There goes the next one. And hello MF and Fady losing a ton of hit points simultaneously. Quite a lot of tanks shooting them down, especially with the batchets clips that are just appearing out of nowhere in the back of the enemies and diminishing their hit points in no time. Zerd still getting killed here. But hello MF is the last one on the field. Alright, GG there to BPS on the first 2 games. But it is again a best of 5 encounter here, and we are heading back to Fort Despair, as if we have not seen Fort Despair yet. I think it's the 3rd time in the last 2 days that we are seeing Fort Despair. But okay, let's see whether we are getting some different strats this time. BPS only has to win 1 more game for winning this. Webcam dropping a little bit. Okay, BPS readying up with my 7 Chieftain. We probably know where this tank is going to go. Double M6 will it be the Vickers? No, still some changes being made there. What we can say already is double Kranwagen, double M6 1 E5, surprisingly. I7 or not. Chieftain and stop swapping your tank cert at the side. On the other side though, we do have, it's the I7 again, okay. On the other side we do have quadruple M6, the 263 mouse and an I7. Are we going to see the same thing again as the last time that we've seen Annie play this map? Could be. Could be. But they will also be aware of BPS maybe having seen the first games, although that's rather unlikely. I would say that they have watched games in between matches. If BPS is well prepared, they do know what is coming. BPS mostly heading towards B. The E5 with the speed boost going to either go for B immediately. Yeah, not going for the spots here. He is just rushing into B instantly, I guess. Getting the B cap and being the first one there. He will have backup by the Chieftain from the middle position. Double crowns also. This way it is impossible basically to decap the base B, as we've seen Recam try this. Anyone trying to decap B would get wrecked in no time. And Annie now not finding anyone to push onto with their C push. It is the same thing that they have done earlier already. Will be interesting to see how it is working out for them after this point, because now they did not gain any advantage so far. Rather lost some advantage by losing a ton of hit points already, and they are already down 1,500 hit points and losing even further amount of hit points here by crossing over and trying to gain map control by pushing into the back of BPS. But they lost quite a lot of hit points really. I don't know whether... Oh, we're seeing actually a push here by the mouse onto B, covered by the M6 as well. The mouse is able to stop the cap, but the question is whether this will be worth it. The 263 rolling in from behind. 263 really has to get close to get into the fight and make use of its DPM. Otherwise the mouse is just going to die for free and not have had any impact on the game. On the other side though, Annie going for a push as well onto Radicoso. But Naka is also deleted from the field. Radicoso about to get killed in a few seconds already. But Diddy, the third gun down for Recam already. It was not too bad here with the double-sided push. Gaining some crossfire here, yet the timing was not too perfect. Is the I7 actually getting focused? Yes, General is trying to block the I7 from escaping while shooting into his back. He did offer his back to the enemies though, but that's not a problem anymore, as there is already a huge hit point difference and gun difference between BPS and Recam on this game, and there is no doubt that BPS is going to win this one. Comedy still driving against the wall, knocking his head against the wall after this kind of game. It was not working out for Recam at all. Only Hello MF, oh, we've seen that one being the last one on the field already, still trying to run around the map and getting in some damage, trying until the very end. Yet not surviving anymore. No chance there. Well, I like the approach by Recam, but like the simultaneous push into the back and into B, but they just lost a ton of hit points, so they could not really afford for that kind of tactic anymore. And also, the timing was not too good. The mouse died before the 263 was even able to put out a single shot, I guess. Do I have the battle results still? Yes, I do. Let's see the damage of the 263. Oh, 3k even. But still, that was not really working out. I wonder when the next game is going to be. I will ask quickly on Discord again, because Wargaming did not tell me. And then I will quickly take a look at these games again and analyze a little bit what was exactly happening there, how these moves really paid off, and what was winning the games in the end. I try my best throughout the battles, but I don't always see everything at the same time. It's not easy to call everything while seeing that kind of game with all the pushes simultaneously, the amount of hit points, the amount of tanks on the mini-map, or in general amount of tanks. And yeah, that is always a little bit chaotic, especially in the autoloader meta, where it really got quite fast and pushes are turning around things really quickly. But at least it's not like when the autoloaders just came out, like the M60s with the big gun. And there we've had like 900 damage in 1.7 seconds. And then 20 seconds of nothing. So like we could see the hit point bars of each team just switch around in a matter of seconds. That's not like that anymore, because like the DPM of the small gun is just way better. Okay. Oops, I'm writing with caps lock. I was not meant to be that way. Let's see if anyone's going to answer quickly. That would be nice. Just going to text some people that are online. Okay. Problem is really that I don't see like the tournament tree like the teams do. Okay, we still have that's a comfortable time. Thanks. Comfortable time to analyze the battles there. Okay. So we do have some time to relax and get some more drinks and take a snack, get a snack, eat a snack, whatever. All right. By the way, if you just joined in and enjoyed the channel, or enjoyed the content, first of all, welcome to the stream. Don't forget to hit the like button, and also subscribe to the channel if you would want to see more of my content regarding any streams of random battles, tryhard, or just relaxed late night sessions, platoon sessions, replay analysis, or driving school even. That's what I usually do. And also videos are coming out more and more. Okay, let's find the position on the stream again, where battles started. Oops. Seeing a problem there. I hope everything's still working. Should be. Yeah, should be. Okay. Okay. Alright, let's get into the analysis part of our previous games here. We do have about 20 minutes for that, so just relax a little bit. Oh, that means we only had 3 games. Can it not be a little bit closer? Guys, please. No steamroll games. Or I have to spend so much time on the analysis of each game. I don't want to play any random battles in between. As it is a tournament stream. The F here really going for a very aggressive first spot. And he was, to be honest, he was quite lucky that he did not get spotted. I mean, he does have the same view range as the enemy Vickers over there. And yeah, if F got spotted here, there were 2 or 3 M6 shows that were ready to shoot him out. The F could have lost all of his hit points there in like 2 seconds. Or let's say a little bit more, because of the reload of the M6 shows as they are having the small gun. But still, like, even if only each of the M6 shows 3 times 300 is a 900 damage plus 1 shot from the Vickers, that is 1250. Vickers only has 1800 hit points something. So by the second shot of the autoloaders, he would be dead. But alright, that did not happen here. The elf managed to get out of this completely unharmed. What a situation. And B completely uncovered here by Annie so far, by having not a lot of map control at this point already. There is something that the lower part of the top 8 teams or top 16 teams really have to learn. Map control is so damn important. We are seeing like literally every game that I'm analyzing here being won or lost by the map control. Or having like, if there is some tank isolated somewhere and that gets killed for free, tanks are not able to cover that tank. It already decides over the outcome of the game. But again, if we are seeing the minimap here, see the map control from BPS. Like right now they are still quite passive. They will be able to advance. This Vickers won't be able to hold up anyone. These guys in the middle here, they are in the middle. They are cut off. They do not provide any information. They do not hold up anyone. They are like in the middle area where they can get shot from the front first of all, and also sooner or later from the back, as soon as BPS pushes behind them, and BPS might just take all the high ground positions over here and shoot the mouse, the Kranwagen, get the the Vickers. But if that is going to happen, which we are seeing in a second, then BPS map control is going to be like this. And Recam's map control really, this point, it can't be called map control because that is no crossfire or whatever. It is just like a tank or 2 tanks in the front there that are even getting shot from lots of different angles. And then there will be these tanks in the back that are trapped in the corner. Whenever they move out, they will get shot from one of these many different angles. So they have nowhere to hide anymore, in fact. And nowhere to peek safely. Because also, like here, those are hull down positions. You can go hull down, not overextend. You are very hard to penetrate. If you are hiding behind a little bit of a house here, you will just not have any real cover. If you're peeking out, you will show your entire tank. Or at least half of the tank, let's say it like this. It will be way easier to penetrate. And yeah, this Vickers in the back, responsible for the spots, having a position that is good for spotting, but not more. He can put out some shots into Foxy in a few seconds. But as soon as he got spotted, he could not escape. And that was a huge flaw of this kind of position there. Which we've seen again on the second game. Not having a way out was a huge problem for the Vickers. Foxy lost a bit of hit points here. What Annie could have done at this point was really to just push forward. I think I said they should just go for the cap, which they did, but they should not have gone for the cap. Actually, they could have just pushed out Foxy and moved in from over there. They did not even have to move in with the tanks on C. They could have just kept standing there or getting closer a little bit while sending in the Maus and the Kranwagen from behind. They would have been able to kill this Kranwagen for free because BPS was quite far first of all, and they would not have liked to drop into the middle. So Foxy would be dead, and then the other tanks from BPS would roll in to somehow like support the Kranwagen, and they would have farmed the Maus and the Kranwagen, while Annie would have to make sure to put out enough supportive fire to make up for the loss of hit points. But still, if no one from Annie died there, because it's a Kranwagen and a Maus that are quite healthy tanks with lots of hit points on the field, in that situation, the Maus and Kranwagen could have actually survived for long enough to kill Foxy here and punish anyone over peeking over there, and then the others really had to move up. Annie could still decide to go for the cap, but BPS would have been able to get map control still like this. Yet Annie would have a gun advantage and could still push in somewhere, would still have cap points with the option to cap B there. But also at this point here, like there was this one Kranwagen, this Vickers. Now see the minimap, how isolated he is. Whenever he gets spotted or even pushed onto, who is going to be able to support him there? This Kranwagen has to look to the front, otherwise he would get farmed from behind. This Yo is the only one that possibly could shoot into this area and will also, like there are houses, these ones. He would struggle to shoot over there. So this Vickers is completely isolated. The Vickers should already run away and get towards his teammates. If you want some tank camping in the back to provide crossfire and hold up the enemies, deliver some spots, then it should be a heavy tank, maybe sitting hull down in this area there. But like this, the Vickers is going to die for free. That's a fact. And that is what we could also see in a few moments later. There's the Vickers not being able to go hull down here, just getting farmed. And yeah, speaking about the map control here, these tanks do not provide any map control because they are just a weak spot in the middle. They are like a spearhead that is not able to push into anything because they would have to go up and then they could get farmed from lots of different angles. Does not make any sense. Like spearhead tactics do not work in World of Tanks Blitz. It's always about a closed formation that provides a lot of crossfire, like we can see right now. We do still have Foxy over there, and the rest of the BPS team does have the better positions. Will soon get also into the spawn here and get in some crossfire there. The Vickers, oh, I can't point at the screen with my finger. The Vickers over there getting pushed onto now. And now Foxy is also getting pushed onto, but that's just, yeah, by now BPS is already rolling in everywhere. And yeah, hit point advantage so far in the favor of BPS that it is no discussion on who is in favor of winning this game here. But that's enough for this one. That's clearly enough for this game. Let's get to the next battle. Follow my stops. Don't stop the tournament video. Well, I've had the tournament stream already in some minutes ago. This is just the analysis part. I'm just analyzing the battles that we've just seen on a few minutes ago, and in about 15 minutes a bit more, we will get into the next live battles. So right now I'm just analyzing what happened there before we are getting into the next games. You might be interested in that. Otherwise, if you just want to see the live battles, it will still take a few minutes here. But right now, I think it would be better to just analyze these games than to look at some random replays or whatever that do not have anything to do with the tournaments that we are seeing here. Okay. So much about that. What we could see on this game was the double batchet strat here from BPS, heading towards C first, getting in some spots with the F, going for a quick rotation to get out of there again, and the M6 here gets spotted and quickly stopped behind this tower there to not lose any hit points. BPS on the other side gaining A for free, having most of their tanks on the C side now, but also still having someone to spot A here, get in the information and the cap, of course, which is also quite important here. While on the recam side, we are again seeing a strat that does have quite a lot of tanks in this very little corner here. One is already rotating out, but they're trying to hold C with 2 heavies so far. Nope, the next one is rotating out. Just paying attention to the minimap here. They are rotating back, but the Vickers here is again the weak spot for Annie. And also they lost quite a lot of hit points. And BPS even managed to focus fire. And the next one loses a ton of hit points on the crossing out there. He should have just waited until BPS made a mistake. Yet he decided to push out of cover in order to somehow support the Vickers a little bit better, because the Vickers got trapped behind this little rock. Not the best position for him. He could not really get out of there. Now trying to get out a little bit, but still getting crossfired quite a lot. And by now already, we have seen BPS turn around their hit point deficit. They turned around the game, have made up for their, I think they had 1k hit point disadvantage at the start for just having all these mediums and light tanks, all these light tanks on the field. But Annie not being too careful about their hit points. If you are paying attention to the side here, all these hit points being lost on the side of Annie. And again, map control, non-existent for Recam. Is it even Recam? It's Annie. Oh, I think I said Recam a couple of times now, because the Recam was blue before. But it is actually Annie on this game. And I7 here quite alone in the middle. Foxy taking a little bit of unnecessary damage here for this push. But Object 3 is now free to roll in. Object 3 surprisingly going with a big gun on the M60. I think most other... Yeah, sometimes we are still seeing like one M60 with a big gun, while most others are having the small gun now because of the DPM. And yeah, still only 3 tanks left on the field. The crossfire was just so bad that Annie did not have any option to secure their hit points and just got deleted. They just got deleted, and well, they did not even have the option to counter push anywhere. Now those are, from my personal experience, the worst kind of tournament games, where you're just losing hit points, or your team is losing hit points, and before even thinking about what you could possibly do to get out of this misery, you're already down so many hit points that you can't afford to do anything anymore, because by making a move anywhere, even if you found a weak spot, you would be doomed just because of your hit point disadvantage. You would lose some tanks before even arriving on a push. Because mostly, as we could see, Like the whole map is covered in multiple, like in 2 lines. The whole map is covered, the whole map is spotted. Whenever there is some rotation anywhere, it will get spotted quite soon, and people will not have the option to just go for a safe push, safe rotation unspotted. So much about this game. Fort Despair is the next thing we got again. Well, PYS went for the very aggressive push onto B here. By the way, we're still having still quite a while until the tournament, the next round starts. It is, was it 21:50 or 21:40? No, 40 it was. Okay, 13 minutes until the next game. So in 8 minutes we will get the room invite and can prepare for the next games already. Okay. So this one, okay, I'm way too far already. This one was the aggressive push on to B by the E5 with the speed boost, rushing straight into the base. Chieftain in the typical position with the gun depression to shoot down anyone that would have gone for decapping shots, like from over there or from over here, would have been wrecked by double crans with the clips, the Chieftain and an E5. Those are 4 tanks, I can't count, in total to shoot anyone that would maybe dare to peek around. Also, there are some more tanks, like 3 more tanks in the corner. If anyone potentially tried to decap from this area, like the outer side, then there would be the 3 tanks from the corner also putting in their shots over here. Combined with those tanks, there was no way anyone could have gotten away with decapping from the outside here. But Ani did not do so, unlike Recam before. They decided to just safely cap C and go for the push that they have done previously already. It was the exact same strat that they have played against Recam. Against Recam, they found a weak spot, someone that was camping here, or there were multiple tanks over there that Ani could push onto. They could clear them for free, just to recap. And on this one though, they did not find anyone. And now they are starting to try to gain some map control by flanking behind PYS, as we are seeing right now. PYS is also trapped in a very little part of the map, while Ani can go for a lot of map control like this, potentially. On Fort Despair, it is a little bit difficult because that's a long distance over the whole map and you can't support each other. So most likely, if you split up too far, you risk just getting counter pushed and getting deleted. So you would have to be very passive in the back, like positions like this for a map control fight here. And this would still be too much. Like rather like this part, something like this kind of formation on the map would allow for some map control strat on the C side of Fort Despair. Ani losing a ton of hit points for the crossing here, which turned out to be a huge problem again, because hit points are so important for any push that you are planning on doing later on. And another shot flying in, and another one, and another one. Naker already has lost half of his hit points for not putting out a single shot so far. And now we're seeing the push onto B. This push would have been or could have been successful if it came a little bit later. Like this, maybe they try to send in the mouse so those guys could rotate safely. I don't know for sure. But if the mouse waited a little bit longer, then those guys would all be ready to push in, and the mouse M60 could have gone into B, the 263 could have gone in from the side, those guys could have gone in from the other flank, and Ani would have been able to gain a crossfire like this. If you're seeing this circle here, BPS does not have a lot of map control. They do have a very close formation with some better crossfire here. Maybe the 263 even going for the outer side, the typical TD position. This would be the formation that Annie was able to take. Yet the mouse already pushed in. And also there's already a hit point difference of 1000 hit points in favor of BPS. And nobody is really there for punishing those guys decapping B right now, because the mouse was in the fight so much earlier than the others. If those guys were already in the TD position in the back here, they could just peek around and shoot the E5 and the M6. Although there was still someone in front of them, but they could just ignore that guy and shoot out the E5 and the M6. Those guys could just push forward, kill those two tanks, then the next ones would be killed, and yeah, and so on. And so on. Although, of course, it would really be difficult, especially with the 263 in the back. It would be hard to make use of this, but the 263 right now is way too far from the fight. It has no options of putting out any mentionable damage. It can put out some random damage, maybe here and there, trying to pre-aim the chieftain, but that's not really helping. If the 263 was already there, it would be way better for Annie's team. They could just shoot the I7 chieftain or anyone pushing over here, or even Foxy, who was trying to decap Beaster. Like this, though, the 263 is out of the fight. Another shot missed by the 263. Not really having any mentionable accuracy anymore since it got rebalanced. Really not a fan of this rebalancing. Although the better armor, more hit points were needed. Like the better side armor. But except for that, the accuracy is just horrible on the 263. Now, I really loved this tank before. It was one of my best tanks, and I just don't like it anymore now. But okay, let's not talk about random stats, whatever. 263 now does have really strong armor and can theoretically also be used in tournaments, but the problem is if you are using ATD, you do not have a lot of hit points. Like you can see, the hit points of the 263 are about 800 less or 600 less than that of a heavy tank, and it's not that versatile. It can't really shield someone. If someone circles the 263, there's no chance anymore. And therefore the 263 has to be super careful and cannot get into the fight too soon, otherwise it will just get focused and killed for nothing. At this point, it is already over for Annie. This push came way too late. Now these guys are even quite successful clearing this flank, but at this point already the middle area is won by BPS. They just pushed the mouse, they killed the mouse for free, and the M6 2 guns out for taking a bit of damage. Yes, Radek is also quite low, and some tanks from BPS are also quite low, but that's nothing compared to 2 guns that are out of the fight. Radek is still able to put out some shots here, even at this point. And yeah, map control wise now also, like these tanks do have only one very small corner. The 263 is quite far. The timing of this push was just not perfect. Also, like the hit point loss was also another topic that was just problematic. In general, the push could have maybe worked out if the timing was better. But so much about the analysis part of the last games. Let's get to the next one. We already know the outcome of this game. It was won for BPS. And BPS, by that, managed to get into the finals, into the grand finals of today's tournament. We should have a room invite already. It will be BPS versus Jones, starting in 4 minutes exactly. And we are not going to see WoT Disappear again. I'm happy about that. First of all, welcome to everyone who maybe just joined in. I'm trying to analyze the battles always after the games to have a closer look at what was happening, how the games could have maybe been won. To everyone that is interested in tournaments, maybe playing tournaments on their own, this might be super helpful. Yeah, I'm just now heading into the next live battles again. It is the grand finals of the second PYS Prove Your Skill tournament, which is one of 4 qualification tournaments for the professional season. The professional tournaments which we are going to see in about 2 to 3 weeks, I guess. I don't exactly remember. I think it might be even more than that. But yeah, soon we are going to see the next pro season, and it will be important for those teams to collect the cups to get a top 8 place and also get a good ranking, because it will be best versus worst, and therefore having a high ranking in the first stage, in the qualification stage, the PYS tournament allows for having some very easy opponents at the start of the professional tournament later on. Okay, I need a short toilet break. I will be back in a minute to cover the next tournament games here. Where is it? Okay, be right back. Okay, 30 seconds left. BPS versus Jones. Jones on the previous season, it was their first season, yet they have done a superb performance. And they have really played well. I think it was the best start of any new team into the tournament scene that we've seen in the recent seasons. BPS, of course, a very strong opponent, not easy to beat. By the way, guys, if you want to see more of my streams in the pro season, and if you want to support me for streaming those, then let Wargaming know that you want to see those by just leaving a like, leaving a little thumb up. That would be highly appreciated. And let's focus on the gameplay again. Okay, it is Alpenstadt. BPS with a setup of an E100, probably heading towards B somewhere, is Sheridan. Interesting choice here, maybe trying a quick shootout on C or taking the cap. Will meet the Vickers. He is going for the bush here, maybe getting in a big shot already, which is a super good start for BPS here. This is what the Sheridan was chosen for. It will be able to now cap C for free. On the other side, Jones still having lots of hit points on the field, but BPS at about 1000 hit point advantage right now. Radek, though, losing a lot of hit points here. Where is he? He was camping in a Kranwagen on the typical TD position, trying to cover A and anyone that might want to push it. But the Vickers outspotting him. On the other side, also, F in his Sheridan is losing a lot of hit points as Jones is going for a move there. But the Vickers overcommitting, getting too greedy for the damage. And losing a ton of hit points. It is the Vickers that really suffered a lot. But the Vickers will also not struggle too much to keep his gun out of the fight and run away, stay alive. All the others are still pretty much full life. And hit points now in the favor of Jones. Still getting in some spots here. But also the other Vickers is getting shot for a little bit of damage. Jones here a little bit in trouble, maybe. With the Sheridan also gaining some map control. Going for the crossfire. Spitty losing a bit of hit points, but he is a mouse. He is on the right tank to lose hit points. If it is for a good cause, right? Jones will be able to gain C. Also Playmaker is in trouble now. Playmaker is alone, facing 4 guns here. I don't think he is aware of that just yet. But he will sooner or later get crossfired by a lot of tanks. No, actually BPS is already moving in. The mouse and the E100 here still out of the fight, not focusing on Playmaker. Will there be a big HE flying in? No, just an AP shot, just a safe one, but not the best focus fire. The E100 should have maybe considered just moving in aggressively to kill Playmaker. The F on the other side, meanwhile, got killed, actually, surprisingly. Ghosty will be able to put a big shot into Playmaker, and the mouse is able to take him out. 2 guns out for each team here. And it will still be a super close game. Hit points slightly in the favor of Jones here. General also goes down now, and only Object 3 left on this side. And he is soon to get killed as well. What is going to happen over here? Romeo Jones also about to go down. Radek, though, missing the shot. Will not miss the second one. Alright. It is still 3 guns on the side of BPS. While there are 4 guns left for Jones. Somehow the Vickers also survived. As mentioned, the Vickers, yeah, it is mobile enough to even move around the map with no hit points left. He does not have to put himself into any trouble. He can comfortably go for some focus or some crossfire now, gain some map control by flanking around, but he has to be super careful of not getting killed. He is trying to go for some shots onto A, but if he goes down, he might be in trouble. He will maybe get a free shot into Slatos. Slatos fighting Slatos here. He is comfortably outspotting the Kranwagen, yet not connecting with the shots. And the E100 might actually surprise him from behind. But no, whoopsie, not able to get him now there. But the Vickers is trapped here. But Aeon is also rolling in here, putting in 2 shots of his clip. Whoopsie though, still pre-aiming the Vickers. Vickers tried to run away, did not manage to do so. And Jones, they do still have a little bit of a hit point advantage, but Aeon about to get killed here. Ghosty is rolling in to get Whoopsie or Jack Grandma here. It is still a 2v2. Slatos potentially too close to get away. 650 hit points. He can only pray for a low roll of the E100 to still be able to pull out like 1 or 2 more shots into him. It is not a low roll, it is a high roll here. If that was not a high roll, it was about a 50-50 chance to be fair, but if it was not such kind of high roll, then Ghosty would most likely be dead. Ghosty being a 2-shot there, and Slatos almost being reloaded for his second shot. Jones winning on points as well. Well played there by Jones and BPS as well. Very close game. It was really not too... It was clearly not sure which team was going to be at an advantage. Very close game here. Some good pushes going on there. And counter pushes at the other side of the map. Sadly, I cannot show 2 pushes simultaneously. I do not have the option to go for a split screen or even have the ability to handle 2 free cams simultaneously. I do not have a whole team sitting here to tell me which camera is the best one. Trying to always find the most interesting part of the map. BPS now actually going for double FE42. I'm really excited to see that coming. That's going to be interesting. Some super heavies here with the double E100 and mouse. A very heavy lineup here. But on the other hand, we are having these double FE42, not in E100 but the VK72. Interesting choice. We're rarely ever seeing this tank being chosen for tournaments, especially for such kind of teams here. For such strong teams, the VK72 is a rarely seen choice, and now we are seeing 2 of them. And the FE42, we have not seen many of them so far neither, but now the FE42, since it got buffed, receives its chance to perform in tournaments as well. Double Kranwagen also on the field, double WZ121, VK90, IS7s, 2 of them, a Vickers and a mouse. Very interesting lineups. No autoloaders actually on the field for Jones, yeah? Safari? What? Ah, yeah, mouse. No, 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 that was not working out. FE42 Safari, yeah, that's what it is. I was just thinking of the only animal's name of a tank here. But no tiger. Just a mouse. The FE42 putting in a good first shot. And the second FE42 putting in a second shot, I guess. Yes, it was him. The Vickers are losing a ton of hit points, but F is kind of trapped. Will be interesting to see if he loses a ton of hit points like he does here. 1,850 hit points gone in not even 2 seconds here. This move was not paying off. Wow, what a good crossfire here by the double IS7 Vickers and the 1-to-1s. And the FE42 did not even manage to get out of this. Maybe he should have just stayed in that position behind the house and waited for the push. Waited for a better option to get away. Was not working out. F not happy with his caller, asking him to go into this kind of position. An FE42 being gone, and the FE42 would have been perfect for flanking around, making use of the hash in the back of the enemies, not at the front where it was used on this approach. But we are seeing a push by BPS onto the VK90 here, which is in huge trouble as he will have a mouse behind. The VK90 has nowhere to go. But also Playmaker suffered quite a lot for this push. Still, BPS is at about the same amount of hit points. The VK72 actually goes down before the VK90 does. There goes the other one, but now BPS is in a bit of trouble here in the middle in this river, while having 2 guns behind over there and another 2 guns over there. It will be very easy to farm the BPS tanks here, especially the VK72, which is a very easy target from the sides. Does have very weak side armor. BPS already only on 4 guns left. Hit point disadvantage of about 3k now. Object 3, the one to be focused? I don't know. Let's see what's going on over here. Slatos being way lower actually, and about to go down as well. But the other Slatos as well. the other Slatos as well. So 3 guns left for BPS. This strat was not working out as BPS wished for it to look like. Check Grandma also deleted from the field. And Object 3 still trying to put out a last shot, but not surviving this one. There was a good start for BPS and a horrible turnout after the first move. The F only being able to connect 1 shot, not 2 shots actually. But it looks like it was a failed hash. The Vika is actually losing quite a lot of hit points early on. But the F trying to escape at a time when there was not really an option to escape. And also getting tracked in the open. Unlucky. A bit unlucky. Also not the best timing, definitely, for this kind of push there. It is 2-0 for Jones right now. Although BPS being like the former champion, definitely being the favorite to win this match, now at a 2-game disadvantage in a best of... It's not a best of 5. It is a best of 7 actually on this one. So still a lot is possible. 4 wins will decide over the outcome of this encounter. And yeah, Jones does have the points or the cups of this game more necessary than BPS does. But BPS of course also wants to win for a good ranking before heading into the pro tournament. Again, going with a double FE42, double E100s, a Vickers, double M60 on Desert Sands. On the other side, we're having double M60, a Vickers, a Chieftain, and an IS-7. Desert Sands is mostly a map that is played for the desert on the medium flank, and some tanks being in the city area. All the speed boosts being pulled off there. That's what the E100s are going to do. They are going to cover the middle area here. But the FE42s are not the best tanks for the desert area. They do have gun depression. Are they going for a quick shootout of the Vickers there? They are trying to just gain a quick advantage by getting the cap, brushing out the Vickers. But no, not deciding to stay for any longer. Because they are aware of what is coming there, which is quite a lot. Playmaker already going very aggressive in his E100. He has to be careful of not getting spammed with heat and not being able to survive, but focusing the E100s is clearly not what Jones is in favor of doing. They are rather trying to get some map control here. Currently not trading too well, losing a lot of hit points here. Still, nope, they are not having any hit point advantage, but they do have 2 M60s that are quite far in the back and quite alone over there. The M60 and IS-7 are on their way to push in Slatos with a big gun on the Yo. But that also means that he probably won't be able to reload another whole clip before dying. Object 3 already trying to get out of there. Slatos about to get killed. But Keiko also very low on hit points. Ghosty on the reload now. Object 3 will still have the option to get Keiko. That's still going to be interesting. I know there is some push going on the other side. Object 3 with a big gun. Not being able to connect his shot. Let's quickly head over to the other side here, because that's where the action is going on right now. The M60 here from Jones getting focused hard by the Vickers and the FE42. Meanwhile, also the E100s are pushing into Eon here. 4 guns left on the field for BPS. All of them are quite healthy, but they are still now only 4 guns, not 5 guns anymore for Jones. But the hit points 1k in the favor of Jones, and this E100 did a huge mistake by crossing over on this hill here. Did not play safe enough, got wrecked in the open. Radek Kozo low on hit points, also the one to get focused very soon here by Jones. They will probably not hesitate for too long to get this kill, as it is basically for free. The F still trying to flank around, Jack Grandma as well, still trying to get in some damage here. Slatos writing GG's. It is not over though, it is a best of 7, not a best of 5. Gets corrected immediately. Apparently they did not play any grand final of the PYS yet. Did not pay attention to the description of the tournament. Well played there to Jones. PPS struggling to make use of their quite a weak setup. I do know that they do like these weak setups. That's what they have done on the previous season already and the season before. And over again, they have struggled with the weak setups to make it use against clans that are just going for some well-armored meta tanks, which Jones is clearly doing here by only taking a Vickers for the spots. Chieftain, not really the meta, but the Chieftain is a perfect tank for this kind of map. The M6 shows clearly dominating the meta. IS-7 also, since the other meta tanks like the E5, IS-4 got nerfed, the IS-7 does offer a really good option or alternative to the IS-4, as it is a bit bouncier in my opinion, even a bit harder to penetrate than an IS-4, and does have the tricky or the bouncy sides with the spaced armor over there. And yeah, does have a big alpha gun as well. I mean, IS-4 was, even before, it was not used for having a DPM tank. And also, I feel like the sides now bounce even more shots since it got remodeled. I might just have been unlucky. I'm not too sure about that. Wargaming did not mention any armor buff. They only, from what I know, they only changed the appearance. But I feel like the IS-7 now bounces a lot more shots on the sides than it did before. But okay, 3 wins already for Jones. BPS has to win 4 games in a row in order to win this encounter. Will be the question whether BPS will have the nerves to do exactly that, or if they are just down and just losing now and cannot perform anymore. They are again going with the same setup as on the last game. But Jones now also having double FE42 on the field. They want to make this interesting. BPS though having the Vickers to go very aggressive for the first spot. They do know that they have the medium tank advantage and can afford to go for very aggressive spot, which is really paying off here. Romeo Jones got smacked. 1k hit points lost, or even more than that, 1200 something. And the Jones heavy tanks are trapped in the city now. The FE42 is still trying to escape. They are spotted. Slatos really gets away. He's not trying to do so. The F is doing a very good job of spotting here. He is well aware of his advantage in the desert area, not hesitating to get in the spots here for the BPS team. Meanwhile, there are a lot of tanks in the back of BPS being able to cover the railroads here whenever Jones is going for a move and getting spotted on the move. Then, like this IS-7 probably getting shot. Where are the shots from the E100s? Not flying in just yet. Only one little shot of 400 damage. There was a big shot of 500 damage flying into Spitty, but that's not the perfect focus fire here so far. Just some random damage, and these mediums here are in trouble. They have to get out of here. General also is in trouble. General and Object 3 being too slow to run away from the IS-7s. So it will be very important for the E100s to move in on time to not lose these tanks for free. Oh, the Object 3 does not seem to get out of this. But there are quite a lot of BPS tanks now ready to go for a shootout here. Kiko Jones already being a one-shot, probably soon to get killed by the Vickers over there. And the FV42 here not in the best position to farm, not being able to use the hash as he is just facing the enemies frontally. Czech Grandma meanwhile cleared one tank over there. It is a very massive situation here, very chaotic. Hard to call every single move. Slatos here getting shot down a lot on the crossing over this, so getting chased by the F. And the FE42 won't have any chance to run away here as Czech Grandma, aka Whoopsie, is also rolling in from the other side. Mac Ghosty also still putting in some shots, yet it is really not looking good for Jones here. The FE42 is about to go down very soon, and only Aeon, the only healthy tank left on the field for the Jones team right now. General still getting out of the misery here before reloading his clip and can now comfortably go in again as it is a 1v4. This one has turned out far better for BPS here with a very aggressive spot using the medium tank advantage to really get in the spots early, go for the shootout with the E100s here. Well played there. I think it was the first game that... No, it was not the first game. But on last game, it was actually Jones starting with the advantage. But okay. Okay. We get rid of Desert Sands. Going for some more interesting map, which is Dynasty's Pearl now. Which is also most likely leading to massive brawl scenarios here, with lots of chaotic gameplay. It will be difficult to call every single move here, I can already tell you that. With all the focus fire going on and all the different pushes in the later stages of the game. As it is, in fact, a very close map. Does not really have a lot of space to fight, because most of the space for this map is occupied by houses. And there are very few roads in between. The park area is the preferred choice by many of the teams. Okay. I hope my voice is not leaving me just yet. I do still have to commentate on a few more games until this encounter is over. Okay, BPS is going for nice 4, interestingly. Nice 7 as well. I think people are not too sure yet which tank is the better one. Or double I7 actually, double M60, double E100. Lots of hit points on the field for BPS. On the other side, we are having Jones going for a batshit object 263. And triple M60. Oh, I thought I forgot to press ready there, because I dropped back into the garage. Okay. A mouse tank as well. What's the last one? WZ-113? Or WZ-121? 113 it is. With the 263 and the batshit. Jones is starting with a hit point disadvantage of, well, quite a lot. Quite a lot. 2k. 2k hit point disadvantage. And they will have to make up for that by using their mobility, going for some very clever pushes. But BPS having their IS-7s in the city area, quite isolated actually, could allow for Jones to go for a push already. But they do not know about the others just yet. So they can't really afford to go for a playmaker here, the possible weak spot. First HE's flying in onto Spitty here. But playmaker really a weak spot if Jones doesn't take too many shots on the crossing over there. Playmaker was spotted already. The 263 and the WZ-113 should not struggle at all to take out playmaker in this corner. Yet they are still afraid of doing so, while BPS is advancing. With the amount of hit points that they do have on the field, they should not hesitate to aggress a little bit more and gain an advantage map control wise. And we are already seeing a rotation over here by Jones moving into Playmaker. And now they have the information that Playmaker is quite alone. But they are committing to this push with about 4 tanks. Or are they turning away? If they are going there with 4 tanks, then they would leave 3 tanks alone in the back. Yes, they are really going in with... No, it's not... is it 4 tanks? I don't know yet. I don't know. But Playmaker is going to die for sure. It will be up for the other guys from BPS to counter push the other side. But they did not find anyone to focus just yet. But Aeon is quite far in the open. Will most likely not get out of this. Romeo Jones also getting shot down quite a lot. And Aeon only a 1 shot left on the field here. Romeo Jones also quite low already. Object 3 will soon be reloaded. Apparently now... No, he's still on the big gun. If he connects his shots, then Romeo Jones won't survive this. 1 goes in. The second one connects as well. 2 guns out on the side of BPS. 3 guns out now. Spitty also being a 1-shot. Hit points in the favor of Jones now. But the cap points clearly in the favor of BPS. Yet this game will not be about the cap points. BPS throwing away their advantage there by not being able to kill anyone while Playmaker was getting pushed onto by a lot of tanks. Check Grandma getting stuck here while trying to escape. Still putting out a last shot and still trying to survive a little bit longer. But also now getting killed. Oops. Oops, sorry. Let's get back to the fight. General, the only one left on the field for BPS, has no way of turning around this anymore. BPS really doing some misplays here. I could not see exactly where those misplays have been. But Playmaker died in... It was not no time. Playmaker should not have died for nothing there. And I think that was it for BPS versus Jones. Really nice games by Jones here. BPS, I don't know, they messed up some games badly. Let's admit that. Like on this one, they should just have used their hit points to go in anywhere. They had 2k hit points advantage. They lost 1 tank while the others were just circling around the map and they could not find anyone to push into. I don't know what happened there. The E100s, I don't know, they were just out of the fight. Could not really punish anyone on the crossing. IS-4 also did 0 damage here on this game. And it was not even the one to get pushed onto. He received a lot of shots, shot twice, and did not even connect once. Playmaker still putting out 1.3k damage, which was clearly not a lot, but he was the one to get pushed onto. Meanwhile, the others should have been able to just farm a lot of damage. But with a very slow lineup... Oh, okay, I should actually... I'm on the wrong scene. Never mind. Yeah, with a fast lineup that Jones had, of course, they could run away from any possible danger, from any possible push by BPS. Yet, BPS had enough hit points to just roll in as soon as they knew the Playmaker was getting pushed onto. They should not have hesitated at all. Yet they hesitated for a little bit. And as soon as Playmaker was dead and all the other tanks from Jones turned around already, then they pushed into Aeon and Romeo Jones. Did not focus fire perfectly. Killed 2 tanks at the same time. But still, it was just too late. It was just too late, and as the others of Jones already turned around. Really nice games by Jones here. Really well played. BPS messing up a couple of times here, messing up badly. Although being the more experienced team, being the stronger team in general, this time not performing and again struggling with the weaker tanks, not having such strong lineups. But this one, it was even Jones having the weaker lineup by hit points and by armor. Still, they were not able, or still Jones was able to make use of their mobility advantage. BPS could not react to that appropriately. Okay, I will still go for some further analysis of these games. First of all, thank you all for watching. Everyone that stayed for these games, I appreciate it. And if you enjoyed the stream, then please don't forget to hit the like button, support me with a thumb up, and make Wargaming aware of my, well, of my ability to stream tournaments and show them that I do have a right to stream the professional tournament, maybe. If that is in your favor, then leave a like. Would be highly appreciated. Now, I am going for some further analysis of the games that we have just seen, so don't expect any more live battles today, because today's battle is over. Today's battles are over. But as always, I still want to have a closer look at what actually happened there and still draw some lines on the map to see how games could have actually turned out differently. 48 people watching live right now, that's a great number to see actually. Quite a lot for my small channel. To make that channel maybe grow bigger. Also don't forget to hit the subscribe button, by the way. And get this channel to the 1K subs if you're also interested in some random gameplay of myself, platoon streams, random streams, triad streams, replay analysis and more. Okay, let's not focus too much on my own stuff and get back to the battles here. That's what you're here for after all. Just searching the position of the... just searching the start here. I am not going to analyze everything in detail. I don't want to spend too much time on this time. I will just try to point out the main things here. All right. I guess we can go for some background music again as well while having a look at the stream here. I mean, now it is muted and you won't hear any in-game sound anymore, as it is just me rewatching my own stream here. We started with Albenstadt. There we go. Slatos saying hi to Slatos. Was a really nice start here by BPS, going for the shootout with the Sheridan actually. Really good start here. 500 hit points lost. BPS having a comfortable 1k hit point advantage, being able to take the C cap for free now, but soon they also lost their advantage again by not doing the best trades. Radicoso on the right side, meanwhile, was responsible for the AD caps, yet suffered quite a lot, but that's not too interesting so far. Sheridan again lost a lot of hit points, as Jones did a good move here by covering this side. If they got to be, well, Playmaker was really isolated alone here, and Jones could have just decided to go for a push and kill Playmaker. But I think they were not aware of that so far. Playmaker now spotted. And the Vickers just getting way too greedy here. It should have maybe left the aggressive move to the others. Probably it was also a pretty lucky shot by the Sheridan there. Jones still hesitating quite a lot, but they will soon be able to counter push C. Not doing... They are going in with a few tanks towards C actually right now. As you can see on the minimap here, there are 2 tanks rotating into C, but BPS is already having a 3 over there. That means BPS will be able to counter push C as soon as they know that there's a tank disadvantage. Yet Playmaker still quite alone, and let's quickly pause here. Wrong screen. Okay, Playmaker here quite alone. If the E100 from the side, Ghosty is over there. He just needed to peek once, shoot Playmaker, and those guys needed to peek onto Playmaker as well, and Playmaker would have been gone. Of course, Jones would have taken some damage for that, but it would have been worth it to focus out Playmaker here. Yeah, Ghosty did not even to overcommit. He just needed to peek like this and just go for Playmaker. Spitty could go in as well, and then it would end up in a brawl over here. Yet Ghost decided to go for Object 3 instead of just pushing Playmaker. By the time he aimed in there, could have maybe even been HE, but I don't want to tell him what ammo to take there. I guess he just used the safe ammunition. Although at this angle, I'm pretty sure HE would have gone through. But yeah, he should have just pushed for the Playmaker, who was quite alone there. Yet still hard to tell right now. Jones right now is at a hit point advantage actually, while also having gun advantage. Yep. But the Vickers still got deleted. I remember the Vickers tried to go for an aggressive flank around here, tried to get some decapping shots on A. Isolated himself a little bit. I don't know if BPS, as soon as the Kranwagen got spotted over there and got shot once, they knew about the Vickers position and Whoopsie was already heading over there. Although right now, Whoopsie is not really looking for the Vickers. Yes, he is now. The Vickers is also spotted. But this game, where was it decided actually? Where was this game decided? It was quite difficult to say here. But somehow, like, the trading seemed to be better on the side of Jones. We have occasionally seen BPS lose some hit point amount, and also it is still quite close actually. The hit points are just slightly in favor of Jones here. And BPS now even at a gun advantage. They could have definitely still won this if Ghosty did not high roll, which we have seen in a bit. Okay, there's actually not too much to analyze on this game here. But now look at this. There were 650 hit points on the Kranwagen. As you may know, the E100 rolls for 640 on average. And he was able to clear the Kran. I think the Kran was like... Yeah, he almost had one shot reloaded. He probably had the second one done before the E100 as well. So he would have been able to kill the E100. And then it was a 2v1 against Spitty. Although still cap points were highly in the favor of Jones here. And it would have still been quite tricky to win this game for BPS, or for Jones. No, it was BPS. Sorry. Getting late. Okay, second Alpenstadt game here. With the interesting double VK strat. Oh, the shootout here decided really over the outcome of the game. Also, I remember the VK90 surviving for far longer than it should have. I think this will only need a very short analysis part. Good start for BPS here with a shootout of the Vickers. But the F now afraid to get pushed in this corner. Not waiting for the push. Where if he waited for the push, he could have avoided getting shot by a few tanks. But this was just a horrible turnout for him. And he even did not wait here any longer. He could be quite sure of getting spotted on the move here when trying to escape, and yet he tried to escape. If he just stayed, he would have at least survived for some shots and let the enemies to get into a bad position. Like this, he just died for free. And, oh well, still the BPS hit point disadvantage is not too big, but they have a gun disadvantage. And also they are having a cap disadvantage. Still trying to go for a push in the B area, which seemed to be quite a good idea. Now, yet look at this now, the VK90 being a one-shot. 10 seconds after, he will still be a one-shot. The VK72 trying to push in, they get in crossfire from the side. and dying earlier than the VK90 there, which is only now getting killed, and BPS now having those 3 tanks in very bad positions here because they can get shot from the sides from multiple different angles. Especially a VK72 is no tank that you want in the open. You want some corner position. You want to face the enemies only frontally, although it does have a lot of hit points. It can get killed very easily from behind. Does barely ever bounce off some shots. Even the FE42 rushing into this river, 4 of the tanks from BPS now in the lower part of the map here. High ground as always being much more important. Look at the map control here. The Jones team is all around the BPS team. So there's no way for BPS to win this game anymore. We have seen it over and over again on the stream. Map control and crossfire is everything that you need to win games. Just as on the very top level. Alright, let's head over to the next game. Desert Sands here. What happened on this one? What happened on this one? Let's just quickly rewatch this. Just the key moments. BPS aware of their tank advantage already, sending their mediums and light tanks very aggressively into A, even trying to get the A cap real quick. Yet, of course, they did not have enough time for it. They were well aware of Jones rolling in as the Vickers delivered some important spots. Also, some good shots were flying in already. Romeo Jones being low already. The 6-yo Aeon also getting shot down, while the mediums are just running around, running away. Potentially, it would have been an option to already send the E100s into the middle and counter push the IS-7s with every other tank. Now, as they are quite isolated in front, but that quickly changes now as the Vickers and the rest of the team from Jones moves up. And the BPS team is running around the map. The mediums and the light tank are going for the flank, but this flank is taking a very long time. Those guys are out of the fight while Jones is being aggressive. Jones is fighting for the whole time that these mediums and the light tank are out of the fight and trying to catch a weak spot there. They did find the weak spot after all by pushing into the back of the enemies here. Yet it was just taking so much time that gave Jones the option to just push forward and kill a few tanks there. The E100s in the middle also, yeah, they suffered quite a lot. They lost half of their hit points and still moved up on this hill, which was not too perfect. Not too perfect. Look at it. Look at the E100 here on top of the hill, getting shot down by everyone now. He will die in no time. There he goes. There he goes. 1k hit points deleted for not even putting out a single shot there. And that just sealed the deal. If he just stayed low, tried to play safe, there would have still been a slight chance for BPS to win as they still had an equal amount of tanks, although having 1k hit points less, they would have still been able to maybe do a little bit more. But that move clearly did not work out here. Only 2 guns left. Yep, the mediums there just being way too far from the fight, not being effective enough. And, well, Jones just putting in more aggression. Jones just putting in more aggression. Will I go for a late night stream afterwards? Will I do so? I just drank so much coffee. I can go for a late night session. Actually, I did not plan to do so, but right now I feel still quite awake, so I might still go for a late night session later on. And ruin my stats even further. Well, okay, let's get over to the next battle. Again, Desert Sands. This one got to be a win from BPS though. By some very good spot early on. The FE42 is on the side of Jones. Got tripped there. And yeah, this spotting already, now this time it really changed a lot about the outcome of the game. Because Jones lost over 1k hit points with the 1M60 here. And the Vika still kept up the spots, as you can see on the right side here. Ah, wrong button again. The Vika still keeping up the spots to make sure that these FE42s are not able to escape the desert here. And they do not get any support, so BPS could actually right now advance to kill the FE42s if every other tank would also advance on the city side to not be too far. But right now those tanks are not moving yet, which is a little bit problematic here. They are still waiting for the shootout of those tanks, not even getting in any shots. But there's still 3 tanks out of the fight for BPS while they're having 4 guns in the front here, which offers the chance for Jones to counter push them. Although this time it is not working out, as the mediums and the light tank are quite fast and can just run away. The Yos also are just fast enough to still run away on time to get support by the E100s and turn around the game for BPS, which is already, yeah, that was already done for Jones here. That already changed the game right here. Okay, I should pay less attention to the chat as it has a delay anyways. Let's try to focus on the last part of the tournament here with a bit of analysis though. Now the Dynasties map. Let's check again, like what was happening there. I already analyzed it a little bit. There was Playmaker being a low weak spot basically the whole game. Yet BPS did not react to this on time. Jack Grandma also lost a bit of hit points there. Let's see. BPS managed to get B. The IS-4, it was this IS-4 that did 0 damage in the end. I will be interested in seeing what exactly happened there. How did BPS they are now having a really good position. They are having B. All those tanks in the close formation, yet this IS-4 is of course a little bit in trouble, as Jones might just rotate all around to the park side and shoot out this IS-4 from over there and over there, and the IS-4 would not have a lot of backup. So the IS-4 really has to get out of this. As he does. But he is going for C. He's not trying to. The IS-4 really needs to somehow get to his teammates and get away there. He is in trouble of getting pushed onto. He does have no information whatsoever. He does not know where the enemies are, and they might just push him away, which they are already trying to do. The Batshit on the Jones team got spotted. BPS is trying to push away the Batshit, but the Batshit is alone. And sending over these M60s there resulted in having those guns completely out of the fight, as well as the IS-4, while it was only the Batshit running away here. And the Jones team had all the information about these guys. They're not only the M60s are not spotted here. I don't know if they got spotted on the rotation, but Jones still deciding to go for the push here. And these tanks, 3 tanks here, occupied by taking a base, and BPS just not having done anything so far except for taking the bases, while Playmaker is dying over here. And now BPS is not really gaining any map control by all heading into the middle. They are trying to ignore the mouse to the side, I believe. Mouse's hit points are about 1900 still, and they are going forward, but the mouse is farming from behind. Focus fire is just really bad at this point. Romeo getting focused, Aeon getting focused. Both guns will be out soon, but still BPS has already lost their 2k hit point advantage because they have not been able to react to this push on Playmaker. Playmaker was taken out while BPS did not deal any damage. That's what happened here. They had 3 guns, run around the map to take a base and chase a bad shit there as they expected to push onto C. Yet no one got to C. It was only the bad shit spotting, and the rest of the team from Jones was already rotating for a push into the A area. By now it is already over 2k hit point advantage to Jones, and the caps are worth nothing on such a small map, as it is very hard to win on the caps here. Like, it's easy to get the caps on this map, and they are not such strong decapping positions for the caps either, especially B. Okay, well, that was it about the tournament stream, guys. I hope you enjoyed the analysis part as well. I know only half of you stayed here for the analysis, but still trying my best to keep up some analysis as well, because I think it's also quite interesting. If there is something to analyze, like with the i7 on this game, it might help a lot of people with their tournaments and might help a lot with the understanding of these tournaments. Okay, I guess I'm still going for a late night session because I did not manage to finish my coffee throughout the stream. It's cold now, but okay, it will be iced coffee. Did not manage to drink enough coffee here because I was so busy commentating on these great games here. Jones really again was doing a great job. Okay, so much for now. I will voice leaving. I will take a break, or let's say half an hour of break, and late night stream afterwards. See you later. Thanks for watching. Otherwise, see you on the next streams. Don't forget to hit that thumb up to get my streams into the pros tournament as well. If you want that, of course. What about the ranking? Actually, I'll just quickly check whether the ranking is updated. I don't know, I don't think so. So, nothing about the ranking so far. Okay, thanks for watching again. Maybe see you later, otherwise see you on the next tournament streams. Goodbye.